Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Shauna. I am here to offer you a little movement medicine. Today we're going to do a cat-cow pandiculation, reclined cat-cow pandiculation. This is an introspective movement practice. As I mentioned, one of the foundational moves in my movement medicine practice or series. And this is just, this practice in the series is just a basic sort of daily routine that is designed to help release poor postural patterns that are holding us in perpetual cycles of sort of chronic pain and energy loss. And this practice is designed to help strengthen and lengthen for optimal function and to help replenish our mental and physical energy storage. So that sounds really yummy, and like, who doesn't want more of that, right? So the basic sort of fundamental practice or theory is we are inundated with sort of a stress response that lays itself down in the trunk of the body and causes sort of an amnesia of the muscles, of their function, of their understanding of where they are in space. So this practice is very simple, and its purpose is exactly that, to just sort of rewire from the central nervous system outwards. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just come down onto our backs into constructive resting position, which the knees are up and the feet are flat on the floor. Our arms are open slightly, and we have sort of all four corners contacting the floor. Just take a moment and scan the body. Find the breath, even inhale, even exhale through the nose. Take a few breath cycles, just either free, sort of flowing breath, or evening out the breath, whatever feels right for you at this moment. Sort of settling in, and then take a side-by scanner from the crown of the head, just noticing the muscles, the sensations. Do you have speeding, racing thoughts? Do you have a headache? Do you have some tension in your face, in your jaw, throat, shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, fingertips? Continue to scan down through the thoracic, the heart space, the belly, the hips. Notice where one hip is in comparison to the other, where they've landed. Notice some thigh bones resting in the hip sockets. Notice where the knees are. Notice where the feet have landed. Is one foot splayed out more than another? Is one closer to the body than the other? Simple awareness practice. Beginning to connect with the body really and start feeling it from the inside out. So just taking a moment to even out the breath if you haven't done that already. And then we'll take our left shoulder and just press the left shoulder like you're pressing the top of the shoulder right down into the ground. And notice when you do that how sort of the low back, or the upper back rather, pulls away, and then you can notice other areas of the body that are tightening up. And so if you can, imagine or sort of visualize the muscles just between the scapula, your shoulder blade, and the spine, and imagine you're just dragging your scapula, so you're sort of pulling your arm in towards your body, right arm or left arm in towards your body, and then pressing the top down into the ground. And then I want you to take your mind's eye down to your left hip, and I want you to relax the muscles of the lower back on the left. Relax the muscles on the belly, right side, left side. Keep that gentle contraction of the left arm engaged, and then go on over to the right hip and even the right upper, like the shoulder and right upper quadrant. So relaxing the chest on the right, the back body on the right, relaxing the right arm, the right hand. Nice. And then just gently let the left shoulder float and away from the ground. And then this time I want you to pick up the shoulder, and I want you to make, allow the fingers, the lower arm of that left hand to be really heavy and really relaxed, no muscle energies firing there at all. And then we're going to bring the top of the shoulder as though we're dragging it across the body. So we're going to drag it up to the sky. And as I'm pulling my shoulder up to the sky and in towards my belly, let's just rest our hand, the right hand, underneath the right or the left shoulder, collarbone. And then imagine just squeezing the muscles just there, up, as we lift the shoulder up, the head of the shoulder up towards the sky and across the body. And then let's just take our mental energy and sort of relax the fingertips and the lower arm, taking our muscle energy sort of out of the upper arm even. And notice like you might release some of the range. We might reduce some of the range that we had with our movement, and that's okay as we start calling upon just the muscles that cross the front of the body, the muscles that attach to the breastbone. Imagine the shoulder and the collarbone rolling in towards the belly button, and then relax the belly again. Relax the lower arms on both sides. Relax the right hip and the left hip, the right low back and the left low back. Keep that gentle contraction, pulling the head of the shoulder in and across the body. And then just notice how the right arm starts to like roll in. It just wants to like flop right in. So the lower arm is totally relaxed. And it's just sort of spiraling with what's happening over on, or from above of the movement of the shoulder from the front of the chest area. Again, check in with the belly. You can even put your hand, the opposite hand on the belly, and just take a moment and just relax it. Nice. And then again, just slowly, gently relax the shoulder. Let it roll back down. So you're going to try this again on the right side. Again, letting the lower arms, the fingertips come to a very relaxed state. Wiggling away any sort of tension through the neck and the shoulders, taking another breath in and out, scanning the body, releasing any muscle tension, piercing at the lips, furrowing of the brow, swallowing maybe a couple times, relaxing the throat and jaw. And then with the right shoulder, again, we're going to press it down towards the ground. And notice how when we press the top of the shoulder into the ground, the opposite arm spiral, or through the lower arm rather, spirals open. Okay, so we're pressing the upper arm, upper shoulder, the head of the shoulder where the arm and the shoulder meet, or the arm and the trunk of the body meet. Pressing it down. And then notice that shoulder blade is sort of sweeping down, and now pull the shoulder blade like you're sweeping it down toward the opposite hip pocket. You're pressing it down into the ground and then sweeping it toward the opposite hip pocket. Awesome. Notice the spiral in the arm, the lower arm's relaxed, upper arm's even relaxed. And then again, checking in with the belly, let the belly breath move, billow and empty as it will. With a supple belly, notice the hips. Low back, both sides, relax, right side, hip, low back. Left side, hip, low back. Notice the areas where the glutes and the thighs meet, relaxing that area. Nice, and then let the shoulder just roll up again. Beautiful. Again, visualizing the muscles underneath the hand. When we bring our left hand to underneath the clavicle, Drag the shoulder up towards the sky. Relax and relinquish any muscle energy coming from the lower arm and the upper arm. Take a moment, check in, feel the neck and the shoulder, the neck and the jaw rather. Relaxing, releasing any muscle tension there. All right, I haven't been checking with breath, but breath is really important. So let's find a even breath, evening the inhale and the exhale, and just simply being mindful that we're finding a fluid breath in and out of our nostrils if it's possible. Nice, and continuing to travel the shoulder up, we notice the spiral of that lower arm, the spiral of the lower arm is taken down, internally rotating, so the palm is now facing down. As the shoulder, that right shoulder rises up, then across the body towards the belly button, using just the muscles underneath the palm of the hand, as the palm of the hand sweeps across the body. Try to relax the left side, the left shoulder. And if you need to, you can take a hand off the chest to help relax that left side a little bit more, dragging the shoulder, tip of the shoulder up towards the sky and across the body. Feeling the breath billow and empty through the belly, both sides of the low back relax, pelvic floor relaxes. Checking in with the breath, checking in the musculature of the face and the opposite arm. Nice. And then coming back to neutral. Okay, so we're accessing a little bit of introspection to the shoulders and the muscles that move, and then helping them move independently to find their natural range and sort of a better biofunctional, biomechanical functional movement pattern is what we're aspiring to, a better biomechanical functional movement pattern. All right, so from here, we're going to find the hip. So we'll start with the left hip, and we're just going to find the headlight of the hip, and we're going to drag that hip down into the ground, and then notice how the low back sort of starts to arch away, and then we drag the hip up as though we're dragging it up towards the back of the head. Here's the tailbone. I want you to imagine just the hips and the pelvis moving, and the muscle or the touch of the feet to the earth is very light. Very lightness happening in the lower legs of the feet. And then we're just going to drag the hip back, rolling through the pelvis, and then we're going to drag that headlight of the hip, visualize bringing it up towards the belly button. All right, so again, muscles underneath that quadrant. I want you to press low back into the ground, drag the tip of that pelvis, that headlight of the hip, bony prominence up towards the sky and across towards the belly. So we're making a movement of the pelvis, like the pressing the low back into the floor. You can notice that action happening as you pull the headlight of the hip up towards the belly button. There's a nice big squeeze. Notice the lower leg feels like it wants to pick up off the ground. Notice the breath flowing freely in and out of the nostrils. Notice the upper quadrants, the right shoulder, left shoulder, right chest, heart space, left heart space relaxes. Breath is free and easy. And then let's float back. Opposite side, right side, we're going to press the hip as though right from that bony prominence on the top of the hip, we're going to press it down to the ground, and then we're going to scoot it up to the back of the head, and we notice our low back arch away from the ground. You can feel like the tailbone, the tailbone pressing into the ground as we pull that area up towards the back body, up towards the back of the head. You can visualize dragging the tailbone up towards the back of the head. And then just try to relax the left side, lower back, belly, breath going freely in and out. You notice the upper quadrants, the arms, the hands totally relaxed. Let the breath come in and out, releasing a little bit more on the opposite side, on the left side. The arms. Notice the feet on that right side. Create a lightness as we press the tailbone into the ground. Feel the legs just gently pulling away from the ground. The feet just pulling away from the ground. So we're going to hover. Okay, so let's drop back nice and slow. Okay, so with any of these movement practices, when you are entering or exiting them, just go back and press the left shoulder up towards the belly button, and then slowly pull it down towards the opposite hip pocket. And as you do that movement practice, if you notice every area where there feels like a skipping or a shuddering of the muscle, just kind of hang out in that zone for a moment. Do a little pandiculation back and forth. Meaning, if I feel sort of 2/3 of the way out when I'm engaging that front body on my left side, I'm going to gently come out to that 2/3 where I feel that skipping or that jittering or that sort of shuddering sensation. I'm just going to simply press out and then fully in. Press it out about that 2/3 of the way out and fully in. Out 2/3 of the way and fully in, and then out again. So a couple of times, just flutter back and forth. And then notice a full range of motion. Go through the full range of motion, checking in as we've done before, and finding just a nice fluid movement pattern as we pull the shoulder up and into the belly button, and then press it back down into the ground. Okay, and then the full movement practice itself, we're going to bring all four corners, pressing them down into the ground, so arms spiral open, hips move away from the ground, feet feel like they're going to float right off the ground. And then we're going to bring all four corners in towards the belly button as we press the back body into the ground. Our arms flop in, our head sort of flops back, and then our chest or between the shoulder blades press into the ground. Strong contraction of the body. And then again, pressing away from the ground, all four corners. Blooming and opening. And as we bloom, we can even drop the knees apart and open up fully. And then as we come into that cat style, reclined cat, as we press all four corners towards the belly button, back body presses in towards the ground. You can feel that knocking or that pulling up of the legs from the ground, and you can get the legs, or the feet rather, just hovering to get off the ground. Back and forth, lower limbs, upper limbs, completely relaxed and heavy, just sort of going along for the ride. Finding a nice fluid breath, moving in and out of the body. Using even the breath as a guide as you move in and out from the cat and the cow variation. Beautiful, swishing away, repatterning the brain and the body to move more effectively, moving energy more freely, cleanly. And then coming back to neutral, we're just going to trip the body a little bit. We'll take right shoulder and left hip, press those down into the ground, cross body. Right shoulder, left hip, traveling in towards the belly button. Being mindful of the lower limbs, relaxing. Opposite shoulder and hip that are not to be engaged and are not moving, relaxing a little bit more. Go back and forth in that cross pattern, being mindful, going slow or fast, whatever feels right for you, and then changing over to the opposite side. And coming up with your own variation of and combination as you start to integrate this practice into your own morning routine. Of course, as you move along with it and you practice more often, you'll start to lessen the amount of time you spend in each one for one, and also learn to sort of get into the body a little bit faster. And more, yeah, more quickly, more easily, the wisdom of the body sort of communicates with us. So once you've completed that movement practice, just sit and hang in that constructed resting position. You set feet flat on the floor, and from here you can integrate some other stretching or strengthening practice or breath work, or just a gentle mindfulness meditation here would be lovely. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them along, connect with me, or leave a comment below. And yeah, again, thank you for sharing and welcoming me into your space and into your wellness journey. I hope that you enjoyed the practice, and yeah, maybe well, maybe having intent, maybe feel engagement okay, and feel loving present and loving kindness, and may each breathe, heal, and deal better in this life with these simple movement medicine practices. You can